Sports.
And welcome back to Bite-Size Sports, or Super-Size Sports in the case of today. We talk a little NASCAR Truck Series. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm an expert. In case you didn't know, I'm the expert. And we've brought Nate here just for fun. He just wanted to watch an expert talk about racing for once. Ain't that right, Nate?
Well, if you're such an expert, what's the series sponsor then?
O'Reilly's, right?
Nope, that's the race sponsor.
No, it's not
Camping
Xfinity.
World.
Campingville?
Camping World.
Camping World.
Truck Series.
Is Campingville a thing yet? Because if not, let's talk after this.
I don't
right.
think so.
Let's do it.
Actually, there is a Campingville store, or Camperville store.
Oh. And there we are, off to the races. All right, so the main reason we're talking about this is because we are going to Mid-Ohio to watch these trucks race. So in the span of, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Nate Dogg here has to teach me how to be a NASCAR fan, and so y'all are along for the ride.
It's in a month.
Okay, so you're telling me there's a chance. I do at least know this Mid-Ohio course. Spoiler alert for our follow-up, I am hoping to get a very close family member of mine who has raced the Mid-Ohio track. Not only raced it, but taught courses on it. Motorcycle racing, obviously a different beast, but I still think that'd be pretty cool insight. And it'll be nice to go back. I haven't been there in years, and the trucks have never been there, right? So this is kind of a big deal. As we lucked out, or I guess we didn't luck out. You did all the work, so I lucked out in getting a ticket here.
It's I seem to have a habit of going to inaugural races, I guess. Because there's this one, then I went to the Bristol Dirt ones. Well, it wasn't the inaugural, but it was the first one with fans when they switched to the road course at Indianapolis, because the first one was in 2020, and of course, not many things were allowing fans at that time. Went to so I have a history of going to inaugural events, it seems like.
Hey, okay. Well, it's historic for me as well. And yeah, so you're clearly the expert here. Is that what's on your wall? I'm seeing Brickyard 400s. That's an impressive backdrop there.
Some little flags, a bunch of little cars on the wall in the case. Kind of like
the car I drive.
Kind of like decorations, basically. I kind of was allowed one wall to do that at, because Angelica's not the biggest fan of it.
Oh, just gonna do her like that?
Basically.
Damn. Well, I doubt that she's gonna like and subscribe, but that doesn't mean others can't. Anyway, so enlighten me about the difference with the Truck Series. So I did my research on the track a little bit. I watched the 2021 Xfinity highlights. I also watched, forgive me, I feel like such an idiot, the Indy cars. I have no idea what that series is called, but I watched that race. That has all, like, growing up as a little kid on the PlayStation, like, that was the racing game I played. It was Grand Prix style Indy cars. So watching that was exciting, although it felt like there were a lot of wrecks in that particular race. But yeah, so it's a long course, right? Are all races on that course split? What I noticed about the Xfinity track was the Xfinity Cup was, it was split into segments. Help me with there was
stages.
Stages, thank you. I think the one I watched was split into like three 20 lap stages or three 25 lap stages, actually, to be correct.
So yeah, I mean it's all one race. It's just for commercial slash caution, I guess, related reasons. They do stages. I mean, stages aren't the greatest thing in the world, um, but yeah, for the trucks, they're doing 15 laps, 25 laps, and then 32 for a final stage. Um, so
Huh.
67 laps total.
So when they do these in stages like that, is that the only opportunity for a pit stop and a refill, tires, all that good stuff, or do they still
No.
have the option to do it?
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm not 100% what the rule is going to be. So with this being like, in a sense, this would be like AAA or AA if you had to think about it in terms of baseball. Um,
Hell
think
yeah,
about it
brother! I
that
wore the
way.
right hat.
um, but it would be probably, I have a feeling that they're going to, since they're at Mid Ohio and the Cup Series, I can't remember offhand exactly where they're going to be. I could tell you in a second. Um, they're not at the same track, obviously. If this will load, okay, I can tell you here. They're going to be at Atlanta. So the Cup and Xfinity Series are at Atlanta. I just think that they're going to not not have formal pit crews basically, and it's going to be not live pit stops.
So should we be
Um,
careful wearing those crew shirts you bought? If it's not formal, we gotta be working.
no, no, we'll be fine. Um, but like when the Xfinity Series raced at Portland this past weekend, basically they had 3 minutes at the end of each stage once they came down pit road to service the car, or in this case, it'd be service the truck. Um, and I think that's probably going to be the case here at Mid Ohio. And if they had to pit for like a flat tire or something, they could not pit for gas. You just change tires. So they kind of is just trying to keep costs down, basically. Um, and that's probably
Well, I hope
what's going to
that's.
happen.
Oh, probably what's gonna happen. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I think that was my internet. So you mentioned this is. So is this double A or is this triple A, or is it sort of a merging of the two? Are we gonna
Kind of
see
both.
a future pro here? Should I be should I be trying to get some autographs?
I mean, I don't know if we'll be able to get autographs,
Not with that attitude.
um, I mean, there are some, I guess, quote unquote prospects for
Yeah.
eventually down the road. A couple of people would be like Chandler Smith and Zane Smith, um, maybe kind of John Hunter Nemechek, um, Carson Hocevar, although he broke his ankle um, or tibia actually in a wreck on last Saturday at Gateway. Um, he's trying to race this weekend at Sonoma, which is another road course out in California. It's San Francisco area, but that'd be rough to do. So we'll see if that happens. So um, should be healed up a bit in a month, but you never know.
So you mentioned, are those Smiths of any relation?
No, they're not related to each other.
Uh, with a name like that, I kind of felt like they weren't, but
One's from Huntington Beach, California, and the other one's from some podunk town in Georgia somewhere.
damn. If they were brothers, then I was already sold. I was like, all right, here we go. I found my rooting interest, which is what's going to be tough because I don't know if you agree with me, if this is how you are as a sports fan or just a consumer of sport product. I do better or enjoy it more if there's someone that I want to win, someone that I'm rooting for. So who are I guess first question, is that the same for you? And if it's the case or if it's not, do you have someone that you'll be rooting for while we're out there? Someone you're keeping an eye on over the next month? I hope, or more than one person. I know
Yeah,
none of these guys.
I'm a big fan of Carson Hocevar just because he's from uh, Portage, Michigan, which is like an hour-ish, hour and a half-ish from Plymouth,
Hey,
in
shout out.
Michigan. Um, so there, and I met him once actually because I go to up to Anderson. And they have a pretty big late model race, which is a different type of car basically.
Late
Um,
model car.
well, yeah, I've met him before. Yeah. Um, so that's my rooting interest in the truck. I don't really care for a handful of guys, but um,
Well, that
I
can
don't
be just as fun.
right. Well, I don't really have anyone that else that I'm like super, I guess, into in terms of rooting interest. But in racing's a little different from other stick and ball sports for the most part. Because just as an example, in Cup, there's three guys like I'm a big fan of, and be okay with each one of them winning, whatever day, basically.
Okay,
Um,
okay, that's good to know because I was gonna ask you about that. Is that now? Are you a rogue when it comes to proper race fan etiquette? Like, because full disclosure, I'm a multi-team guy in most sports. Like, I have my this is the number one team that I've been raised with, like the team I liked when I was 7 that I still root for. But then other teams. So, for instance, in baseball, we're both Cubs fans. I also grew up a Canadians fan, goddamn it, an Expos fan. Got my Montreal
I
team
mean,
swapped.
you're still Canadians fan,
I
just
am a
going
Canadians
forward.
fan, yes. I'm a Canadians fan, and my second team is the Blue Jackets. I could do this all day, right? So when I moved to Tampa as a kid, the Rays have become my. So I've always been a kind of a person. I'm not that tribal. I think I'm gonna maybe not make some friends here, but I think if you are the kind of person who says you can only root for one team, like, fuck you, pal. Like, it's just a sport. Calm. That's like saying you can only like one Marvel superhero, or you can only watch one TV show and enjoy it. So if I offended you, Nate, deal with it. But you sound like
Well,
you're a multi-race car guy. Are you alone in that, or is that pretty well accepted amongst your peers?
I mean, generally it seems to be like you got one big favorite, but then you'll have a host of other guys you'll be okay with winning or things like that. So it's not one driver and you're done sort of thing. Like just for example, in the Cup Series, I'm a big fan of Ryan Blaney and Chase Briscoe, who's from Indiana, and I worked with a family member of his, so I got a connection there. And then Bubba Wallace, which will make all the racist people mad. So, you know, not the Talladega people, because then it's not Kyle Busch. So, you know, but all the racist
Oh,
people will be upset.
the racist people are already mad at me for a different video, so it's fine. I appreciate the engagement, guys. I really do.
So, but yeah, I mean, racing's different in that capacity. I mean, you know, generally, I mean, you could probably agree with this, but you know, and most stick and ball sports, it's kind of just one and done.
You can't say stick and ball when I'm in the middle of taking a drink. That's that was in the rules that I sent over. Yeah, I do. There are, shit. How about a stick and puck sport? I saw a video on Twitter last night of a Rangers fan straight one hitting a Lightning fan as he walked out. Is it the Lightning? Right? That's
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Um, uh, Walking out singing. Now, granted, he was in hostile territory, right? Probably shouldn't be showing your ass like that. But it's ridiculous. If I offend you, awesome. But if you're the kind of person who can punch someone over your team losing, yeah, I mean, guy, whatever. Don't, again, like I said, I'm not going to be the one singing in hostile territory like that. But also, like, if you can punch someone over your sports team, you probably should chill out a little bit. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
normally more. It's much more tribal. You have your teams. I think every once in a while in certain sports, much like in some of the scenarios I've pitched, some people will allow for a second team to come in, or so I'm in Columbus. A lot of people will just cherry pick which OSU players. So if their team is out in the playoffs, it'll be like, which team has the most Buckeyes on it. That's who I'll root for, kind of thing. So I don't know. The whole point is to enjoy it. So I mean, if you jump on a bandwagon, I think you should get fucked with a little bit. But other than that, like, what's the big deal, everybody? So you're gonna help me pick who I'm rooting for, and a good thing, I guess, I have a month, so I'll be watching the highlights on YouTube, I guess, to figure out. I gotta pick. I don't want to do just the. I mean, it feels pretty childish to pick my racer based on like a combination of the name, the color scheme, and the number. But I'm not really sure how else to do it. Am I gonna watch a bunch of interviews to be like, this is the right guy? Like, do I want to find a driver that could date my metaphorical non-existent daughter? Like, what? How deep do I need to look? Should I just be like, oh, this one of these
Just
guys in the top
I
five?
don't know. I guess watch a race. I mean,
Yeah, that's
shit.
probably a good start. Yeah, watch a race.
You know, well, shoot. Let me look what time the one is tomorrow. I mean, theoretically, I guess depending on, um, well, shit. I mean, if you'd be up for it, we could watch the truck race tomorrow. I mean, it's at Sonoma. It's on Fox
Not
FS1.
sponsored, by the way.
Yeah. Um, I'm sure we'll be done hiking at that point. So
I'm getting doxxed here by my co-host. Um, sure, yeah, I'll watch a race. Why not? We can get that sorted, and I'll update you all on my first few candidates for number one racing truck fan. So we got a nice situation here, right? Am I gonna be able to snag some good footage for the folks at home? Because
yeah. So
that's what I'm about.
I yes, I used Wikipedia just to pull up a track map, but
Yeah, you should use Wikipedia.
let me see.
It's fantastic. And other people besides me should donate to Wikipedia because they're always asking me for money, and I don't have it because all of my videos get copyright claimed. Ooh.
So yeah, so
China Beach, huh? What's it?
Yeah, for all the viewers here, and I'll be honest with you,
Weird name.
I'm not super familiar with Mid Ohio, so I can't speak to why some of these turns are called the way they are. But so here's the start finish line. So we'd go down and into turn one, the keyhole, which I couldn't fucking tell you why it's called the keyhole. Go up turn three. This won't really be used, but this is kind of like a safety thing in a sense. Go down into 4, 5, 6, which is where China Beach is. This is a big like gravel pit, sand pit. S's, which is kind of makes sense. Goes in like sort of an S back and forth shape. Down into Thunder Valley, which is like a real fast part of the track. You come up into 11 and then around the carousel, which, I mean, if you looked at this and saw that it's called the carousel, it kind of makes sense how the turn is, because it's hard to show on here, obviously, but it's a real, like, kind of like a tight sweeping turn, if that makes sense. So you could probably end up going in a nice tight circle, like a carousel, basically.
At least we know why that one's called. We got one.
So, like, just to pull this up here.
Hope your Google search doesn't have anything that's gonna get me demonetized.
No, I'm not searching anything. I was just pulling up the map, just to kind of give a Google Earth overview of the track here. So
there's the
finish line. Obviously, you can see with the checkered flag print there. Go down to a sweeping turn here. nice tight, not really a hairpin, but kind of still a hairpin turn all the way down, or what would be, this would kind of be like a quote unquote backstretch. It's not really a backstretch, but if you're gonna think about it in oval terms, that would kind of be the deal there. You know, down into this nice right hander to left hander, back to right hander. Now you're going through the S's. And then down Thunder Valley, as you can tell, real tight butt kind of sweeping turn. So there's a bunch of viewing mounds. Um, I know a lot of people like to set up this area for viewing, as well as down here in the carousel, um, Thunder Valley. I don't really know that many people are up in here, but again, I haven't been to Mid Ohio to tell you one way or another. But you can kind of see here on the Google map where there's viewing areas. I mean, these are grandstands. Yeah, not really many down here, but
Well, I'm gonna go down there at one point.
well, we've got an infield parking pass. So
Boom shakalaka.
I don't know if
That's actually our semi truck right there. That's the bite-sized
Yeah.
semi truck.
I don't know if this is just a pedestrian. See if there. No, we won't get a map pull up, but I don't know if this is just pedestrian to go over. If this is actually the um, car bridge to go over. But I mean, we'll be parked in like right here, so we could, you know, set up in here, set up around the carousel. We can move within the race too, if we so chose.
Oh yeah, got to. And there's one of those turns that I'm interested in getting a view on because when I was watching the IndyCar race, it was a sharp turn that was also as you were going up a hill. So basically, someone got spun out and it got really cloudy, and then that led to someone just, some people went outside, some people went inside, and just one car did not go inside enough, and then boom. And it just, that part seems like the trickiest part of the whole course because the commentators were saying that even without that smoke, it's kind of a blind turn. Like all you're really going to be able to see is the ass that's right in front of you. So that will be interesting. I want to check that out, and I don't know which turn that is. Sorry for anyone's ears. I just exploded with my wonky elbow.
Thunder Valley. I wonder if that's where they were talking.
Thunder Valley.
It's either that area or I feel like the China Beach section. Did you watch the? I know you said you were watching the highlights. Did you watch the rain race in 2016?
No, I didn't get that. Oh, I didn't get that far back. Is there a highlight worth watching? We gonna pull it up?
I mean, I'll pull it up. I don't know if you'll get if that'll be an issue with.
We should be fine. We're not at a point where virtually all of my copyright claims just allow someone else to monetize the video if they want. I like to complain about it because it's annoying, but it's not costing me any money. And it'll be good for you, the people. I want to see a wild finish, see what some of this course has to offer.
Not really rain at this point.
It starts to rain? They don't.
Yeah, dude, they were racing while it rained.
They don't shut it down for that?
Well, it's a road course, so it's a. So yeah, I don't really have the volume on, but he was like leading and just went way off track into the sand pit and other spins.
Yeah, I saw a lot of spins into this sand pit. Yep.
I kind of wish it would. I mean, for viewing purposes while you're there, Oh yeah, hey, there is a grandstand area right there.
There we
That's
go.
into that hairpin kind of curve back there. But yeah, I mean, it would be fun. It would suck being a viewer just because like you're getting poured on. Um, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was I was live. It was fun um, to watch. I don't know about being there. See if I can fast forward a little bit. But yeah, I mean, they even got like little windshield wiper things. Oh, yeah, see, going off course, off course. I mean, even with rain, they've got rain tires. But yeah, see, spun in the back. It just gets to be a shit show, and people just continuously go off track. It's a blast, personally.
This is what makes it fun. Yeah, because I personally, well, you've had to deal with my mockery of, and it's all in good jest. I mean, obviously, I couldn't do anything that any driver does, but I personally have never been a big fan of oval racing. It's just not something that I'm gonna spend hours watching. If the last 5 laps of a race happen to be on TV because one of my uncles is watching it when I'm visiting home, then sure. But outside of that, that stuff just doesn't do it for me. But these kind of like this what is it? Is a street course?
Road
This
course.
road course. This style is something I can get behind. I enjoy it a little bit more than the standard stuff. Is that the case for you? Do you where does this rank as far because you take it all in, don't you? I mean, I
So
probably
like,
couldn't even list
like
all.
I like road courses for NASCAR too. I wouldn't say Mid Ohio is probably a favorite road course of mine, but um, it's a different challenge. I mean, they just changed the Cup car, but it's fun to watch because Cup cars have shitty brakes. They have better brakes now, but they watch big ass, heavy ass cars going around a road course with shitty ass brakes and having to manage that. I mean, there are some wild ass finishes. I mean, I'll show an old clip here. I mean, we were already past the point where if
Oh,
it gets
pull all the
long.
clips. No, yeah, no. We are in full viewer mode. It doesn't matter if NBC wants to block. I mean, worst case, that's what will happen. NBC will block it, and then I'll take the clips out, and there will be a weird jump cut. It won't be the end of the world. And then I'll make a Patreon. Damn it, because I was gonna wait, but Nate, you'll have to pay me $1 to see your own footage.
Yeah, so like I know it's a little laggy on yours here, but well, I don't want to play the volume, but
In all
like
fairness, it'd be laggy if I was pulling it up on mine too. So that hey, if
well,
anything, maybe that will help with the content ID.
so this is one of the best classic road course finishes, as you'll see here in a second.
What happened? Those dudes are out of bounds. Is that a legal move? What that guy just did?
Yeah, I mean, because it's full-bodied stock cars, so it's not like there's not necessary. There have been penalties for like rough driving given out. In that case, I mean that's not necessarily on purpose.
So I guess I'll be more clear. The 18 car went outside of the red and white lines and
Oh,
passed
there's no,
everybody.
most
Is
places there's no track limits for NASCAR.
got it. So that's just okay. Heard. It's like having the volleyball lines out during the basketball game. I hear it. So they don't have to acknowledge that. In that case, I mean, that was almost a dope pass. Like, okay, I see. Yeah, everybody's. That's seems like that's when they or how they take their shot.
Well, yeah, because I mean you just go faster that way, basically. So like he gets back to his back bumper, pushes him way off. But Marcus Ambrose, who is a good course racer, who's also from, I think it was Tanzania, or not Tanzania, Tasmania. I don't know why I said Tanzania,
I was
but
like,
he's
that's
Australian.
dang.
So
Okay, yeah. So and that's the kind of cool stuff you get to see with the road racing. I wish I was watching the IndyCar one on my phone, so I don't have it handy, but it was at Mid Ohio. But If you've got
And then
another
there
one
was,
pulled up, let's check it out.
yep. So like this is at Charlotte. So which is an oval, but they did a roval basically.
What's that?
Um, is this a
They
short
made it a
area?
rectangle
Well, no, it's a road course within the.
within the oval. Ooh,
Yeah, let
I
me see.
like it.
Is this a good? So like the first race at here was like super crazy. So as you can tell, so this is the leader, and just drives straight into.
Wait, rewind that for me, please. I wasn't prepared. Let me. Yes. Oh my God. So, did his wheel just lock on him when he? I mean,
Shitty brakes and just locked up and went straight into the wall.
that's what I'm
And
like. So I was like, I'm guessing he's touching on his brakes for the turn, and then his wheel just or his tires just locked up on him.
yep,
God damn.
and they had appropriate sponsorship for that corner. It was the Tums Heartburn corner.
That is, I mean, it's disgustingly appropriate. And well, being inappropriate, I think. But
Yeah, so we'll fast, and then this was the last lap, so this is the finish. And this kind of helped make the event what it was, as you'll see here in a second.
yeah, that's. I mean, uh, you mentioned it. I think that's probably true with most races, isn't it? What makes it what it is the finish. Holy shit! No way! And they're both gonna lose.
Yep.
And like super lose.
And the dude that finished. So what's also funny about this, the dude that finished second here was in front of the guy who was in first, but his rear view mirror fell off, so he couldn't like really defend very well. So if his rear view mirror hadn't fallen off, this dude probably would have won.
What a dude! What a shitty thing. Like they work on these cars to get them pristine, and like they have these dope engines and everything. And then you get bested because of all things. Your fucking rear view mirror fails you. You just, I bet you don't think about that one very often, and I'm sure he'll check and double check every time from now on.
They
So
have
that's
an
what we're hoping for. We're
electronic
hoping
one now.
for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They have an electronic one now.
An
For this.
electronic rear view.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like there's a little video screen, and then there's a camera going out back, basically.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's what we're hoping to see. Well, I mean, I don't want to say I'm hoping to see Rex, but I mean,
Oh, there'll be Rex.
we're
'cause
going to see, how about that? We're going to see Rex, and we're hoping for a highlight finish. One of the things I noticed watching these races is, and I don't know if it's the course or the style, but all of them had one thing in common, and that was there were 1 to 3 racers in front, and then kind of everybody else. Sometimes, like, usually 10 plus seconds off of the lead until there was a caution because, obviously. But throughout the stretches where things stayed clean, I did seem to notice it. Is there like a talent discrepancy here? Is there an imbalance?
Very
It
much
really
so.
didn't seem like. And I think one of the courses I saw, I think it only had 14 racers on the track, and it was 2 guys and everybody else.
It might have been like India Lights or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I was throwing everything at the Mid Ohio wall, but yeah, I found that to be interesting. So I'm sure some of those guys in the back of the pack will create the wreck action, and then hopefully 1 or 2 guys give us a good finish. That's what she said. Damn it.
Okay, Michael Scott.
I could only hope. So in order to prepare for this, I mean, I don't know. Oh, there we go. I almost mentioned that little guy earlier. I saw him waking up from a nap. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one's back behind. I don't know if you can, not really, but he's
No, that
behind me.
480p doesn't quite get it. I'm sure it's 720. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Only kidding. Mine's not much. I don't have much room to talk. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's the thumbnail if I can grab it with our special guest back there. So I was gonna see about pulling up the standings if you didn't mind, and then we can get some name recognition, see sort of like what I didn't know, like what's at stake here. Are we close to their? Do they have a playoffs? Are we close to it?
Yeah, so there are one, two, three, four, 5 races before the quote unquote playoffs,
Playoffs.
which is coming up in July. It's funny because I'll be at this race too because that's the weekend that they're at not only at Lucas Oil but the Cup and Xfinity are also at the big track here in Indianapolis, um,
All
which
right.
they'll be on the road course too. Um, there's a road course within oval at Indianapolis.
I'm gonna
As
give you
well.
the I'm gonna give you the password to the account. You're gonna upload some shorts from the
Um,
playoffs, dude. That
but this is a short track. It's a nice, fun short track too. But um, because they have a shorter schedule, it starts in July for whatever fucking reason. But they've only got one race in August and one in September. But anyway, yeah. So this will be the next to last regular season
oh,
road or race. Which,
let's
funny enough, I'll
go.
also be at this one too because I'll be in Pocono for the races that weekend too.
Oh well, I mean I don't know, man. It kind of sounds like we're covering the race to the playoffs, at least up until the first round. It kind of sounds. I mean, it's right there. You're gonna be at all of them.
And
We'll
I'll
have to
be at
talk.
your favorite Talladega too.
Yes, you can see some butthole. Well, I was wondering, 37 minutes. Okay, we did a good enough time. I think we've gone on long enough. I'm assuming that I won't. Well, you've never been there, but I'm afraid that I won't be able to ask anyone at Mid Ohio to show me their butthole, which means I won't get the true NASCAR experience.
You know what's funny? I was when I was at the 500, um, Indianapolis 500, where we were sitting. Walked back to a bathroom just to pee and whatnot. Um, some dude was wearing a "Show Me Your Butthole" hat, and that was IndyCar though.
Yes. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Bing. Yes, show them your butthole. Now I won't. I have yet to purchase slash bootleg or make my own show me your butthole shirt because I don't want to get thrown into prison.
I mean,
But
there's
I
plenty
may
of
shout it out
fun.
once while we're there.
Um, but no, it's. I mean, I have not been here, but I can't speak to. I could probably speak to the fact that I doubt it's going to be very similar um, to um, Talladega or anything, or your, I guess, what you're expecting for typical. I honestly,
What? Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah. Good.
know how many people are going to be there, um, just because it's a it's what's called a standalone weekend, so it's not at the same track as the Cup Series.
Mm.
So I don't know how many people are gonna are gonna be frankly there. I wonder if it's gonna be the same amount of people as um, the time we went to that game in Cleveland and it snowed.
That was awesome though. See, yeah, but
No,
I wish bite size had been a thing then because we'd have had some very exclusive content.
I
But
mean, as you can tell here, just I this is just according to Wikipedia. So the bleachers have 1,200 or 12,000 seats, and open seating, which is GA, sit where the viewing mounds are, basically. um, sort of thing is 75,000. But I seriously doubt it's gonna be more than a couple thousand. So I'm trying to, maybe this will be a good. Well, this is an old ass fucking map. Um, see if this
That
is
one was
good.
done on MS Paint. No, I'm
Oh,
just
this is
kidding.
on
It's,
fucking Pinterest.
it's better than I could do,
Um,
but you know.
oh, so yeah, um, that is the drive over bridge. So we'll be driving over. Um, but yeah, so like this is a viewing mound. I think some of this is a viewing mound, and that's an observation mound. Anywhere, I guess, where it says this
Where it's blue, huh?
teal blue color is sort of a um, viewing mound. If I really, well, this might be a better looking map.
3D experience? Nope.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be 3D, but it's
Ooh, it's 2.5, which is just 2D at an angle. Everybody knows
okay.
that.
So
That's science.
there's one right before the carousel. There's obviously one in the keyhole. This is like, I think this is the big one here. Is the China Beach interior one, and then there's this one here at turn one. So you know what I wonder though is because if you look at their website here, I'll pull it up while we're here. Is they only offer like two types of tickets, and one which we didn't obviously pay this is general admission. So this is for truck race, and they have this VIP one, which I did not want to pay 250 for, but
Me neither.
oh,
So it doesn't
so
actually, which is fine, which means we'll get all kinds of angles.
right. So we could
Good
theoretically,
stuff.
I mean,
Get it horizontally. We'll get it vertically for TikTok. Follow Bite Size Sports on TikTok.
so I'm wondering. My thing is, I'm wondering. So not here, but I'm wondering some of these stands we can sit in if we wanted to. I mean, this is a mound five. It's midway 13. I'm surprised that there's not one in the carousel. To be quite honest with you.
Maybe it's too dangerous for a bunch of scrubs. So what I noticed when you had the standings pulled up, I didn't see all of it. I think I only saw the first half, so I'd be surprised to see if there were any winners below that half. But from what I saw, it looked like we had about 5 people that had won a race so far this year. Surprisingly, with the person in third having the most wins, which is crazy. I wonder if there was some kind of penalty involved there. Oh, we do have. Oh no, those are top tens and top fives.
Yeah. So I mean, they're not too far off points wise, but I mean, he won at Bristol Dirt, he won at Las Vegas, he's won 3 times. Kansas Coda, which is Circuit of the Americas, which is outside of, this is the Formula One track outside of Austin, Texas, and Daytona, um, the Charlotte, Texas, and then Atlanta, and then most recently at Gateway. This guy is just running part time.
Oh, there's a couple wins down there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. That's yeah, part time. I can see. Looks like
which is funny because Kyle Busch owns a truck team and he runs part time, but he's
fuck
not
Kyle
listed
Busch.
on. Yeah,
That's one thing I
yeah,
know about racing.
he's not listed on here. I mean, he technically can't get points just because of the rules.
So sometimes he's just like, fuck it, I want to race a truck this week. I got the weekend off. Let me race a different kind of car. Because I mean, I get that. I got a weekend off. I'll write about something different, I guess. But that's pretty funny.
So I am. See if I can.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm picking one of those top 5 guys to root for. Come race day. I mean, we'll see what happens this weekend and the next couple in between, but I get a free shot to pick a winner, so I'm probably just gonna do
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Oh, is this the whole list here?
this is for this weekend
Okay,
at
okay.
Sonoma. This is qualifying order, so this
Let's
is
go.
the people that are going to be.
Ooh, who's the secret TBA? That's look at that.
I
Dude,
think they're they did. Let me go back and see if I can practice results.
Kyle Busch.
Oh yeah, that car did withdraw.
Well, that would do it.
So
X looking to make a move. I remember that. There's your boy Hocevar.
He's got the broken tibia. I mean, he's going to try and race this weekend, but this is Daniel Suarez, who's on standby just in case.
Oh, we got
I could see
Cincinnati. Oh, I see. Yeah. Suarez would race for Hocevar. I see what that means now. Oh, there's Kyle Busch. Yeah.
Bush.
Fuck him. I'm going to be rooting for Ty Majeski because not only is he from Cincinnati, which is close, but have you heard about the Ohio representative Majewski?
He is not from Cincinnati. He is from Wisconsin.
Well,
the company is
whatever.
Cincinnati Incorporated. I don't.
You ruined
know.
a really good segue for me into a comedy bit with your. With your.
It's a tool manufacturer.
Desire to tell me this guy's from Wisconsin.
It's a tool manufacturer in Cincinnati.
You're a tool manufacturer.
I'm aware that I am, but
in Indianapolis, no. No, but damn it, I was really hoping he was from Ohio, but he's repping Ohio, and Ohio already has a Majewski repping it. And if you don't know about Majewski, Nate, you should maybe throw that into the old Google machine, and we can take a small break from sports for a second. Because I really think this is going to make your day. And I think if you're still with us 47 minutes in, you won't mind this little palate cleanser. Now, you're going to need to go to videos, though, because the images don't do it themselves. You're going to need to go to videos. You may even need to just find him on YouTube, because we're looking for... Well, what we're looking for is a music video. So... I really don't want... I think it's J-E-W, yeah. Oh, let's go, Brandon. That might be the one. Here we go. Yep. I know you're going to want to see a little bit of this.
Let's go, Brandon. Crazy. JR, you're an artist with that big, beautiful yard, and you did a fantastic job. I want you to get J360 and Savannah Craven. The three of you can get together and make a big, beautiful song for the people to hear. It'll be a musical masterpiece, believe me.
Oh man, I should have talked. We're gonna get copyright claimed.
Oh my.
I knew you especially would like this. I won't make you watch all of it, but you can guess where that goes. So a guy who got famous because he painted his yard is now running for, I don't even know. I don't give a shit about politics.
What are they trying to say with justice for Kaepernick here?
Oh, I have no idea. The NBA needs Kyrie. That I don't know what they're trying to say. I'm assuming the lyrics would be very transparent, but I don't bother to listen to him. This was just something, another time for a little self promotion. Shout out on the Clout Route, live on Twitch every Sunday, also available on YouTube. My buddy
Not to like
Danny
go
showed
off
me
track.
this, showed me the Majewski rap video, and I just knew once I saw Majeski that I bet Nate hasn't heard of old Majewski.
No, I just know the JD Vance guy who's running for senator or rep or whatever.
Bob
Uh,
Vance, Vance Refrigeration?
he wrote fuck, what's that book? Appalachia, and I know we're like going way off here.
It's alright. Everybody went to
Hillbilly
take a bathroom
Elegy.
break. What?
That's the book. It's a kind of a pretty famous book. This dude is like ridiculous. So he's got all. I just happened to see that was the guy that uploaded that video, but he's got all these fucking gross ass facial tattoos. Looks real fucking ridiculous.
Oh, you're really going after him. Okay, okay. I'm gonna.
Um, I'm trying to find because he did a video. There's a guy who raced trucks in kind of Xfinity who like has the Racers for Trump like super packed or some shit. I'm trying to find the damn video. Um, he was in it because it's kind of ridiculous too. Oh yeah, no vaccine, Trump City, take the mask off the kid. Like, look at this shit.
Damn. So, that would have been a good way to bring us back to the racing too, if you had found it. But
Well, kind of to segue it a little bit, but you know the "Let's Go Brandon" thing. I was at that race that came out of because that reporter, like they were saying "fuck Joe Biden," and the reporter, I don't know if she like actually heard because I mean you can
yeah,
kind of hear at the first like they're saying, you know, "Let's go Brandon," but then people are saying "fuck Joe Biden." Um, or was just told to cover by the producers, and then that whole shit blew up because, you know, that's a whole nother topic I could get into. But yeah, no, I was at that race that actually kind of blew up at. But anyway,
look at you. You're always making racing history. They need to get you a press pass, my guy.
I got a free pit pass for the 500 somehow, so that was kind of nice.
I know. Next time we really do need to negotiate because you really should have been uploading some shorts to the channel with that one. You know,
But
really could have helped us out. So where's your boy? Carson's at 8. I'm gonna pick. I'm telling you, Majeski might be my guy. Christian X, one of the Smith brothers. I might just
Eckes.
make them brothers in my head canon, and then just root for the Smith boys.
So this is
John
Eckes.
Nemechek sounds like a minor league hockey player, so I might root for him.
So this is Christian Eckes, not X.
No, it's X. X gonna give it to you.
Nemechek, not Nemechek.
Nope.
How do you think you say this name here?
Stuart Friesen.
Friesen. How about this one?
Matt De Benedetto.
Actually, that's pretty on point there. I'll give you that one.
It's my favorite game.
I'm trying to see.
Johnny Sauter. Kaz
Sauter.
Grala.
Okay, you got that one. How about
Thad
this one?
Moffat. Raja Caruth.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bro, believe it or not, I can read. Unlike most NASCAR fans, boom!
How about this one?
Unsubscribed. I'm out here to make friends. Buddy, I can't tell if that's an I or an O, so I'm going to say, is that a D at the end? Kofoid?
Kofoid.
Okay.
Kofoid.
I was going to say, is that a Kofoid or Kofalo?
Oh, let me see if I got any other ridiculous. Well, there's not really ridiculous names, but yeah. See, there's a guy named Lawless Allen.
Oh, there we go. You need one of that. You need one of those guys. Jack Wood. I mean, come on. I mean, 12-year-old Kev really wants to be pulling for Jack Wood.
You got Haley Deegan.
Lawless Allen. Definitely, I think definitely he's rocking that Michael Jordan out of retirement 45. You know, I think I might. Lawless Allen, hell yeah, brother. Tell you what, there, I'm a root me for that Lawless Allen. I'm into it.
But
Matt Crafton, Grant Enfinger.
Three-time champ here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of his.
They need to call him up to the bigs, dog.
Since they went to a playoff, he won the championship 1 year without winning a race.
My man. That's how you do it right there.
If I had to pick, I mean, these two, I would say Ben Rhodes, Zane Smith, Eckes, and I guess depending on if there were any quote unquote ringers in the race, which we won't know the entry list until the week before. Those would probably be the competitive guys or the favorites to win. I would say more so. Maybe with Nemechek involved because he's won a road course in a truck before.
John H. Nemechek. I don't know, so we'll see. I got those are the guys to keep an eye on. We'll see what tomorrow's race does for the standings. I think Eckes was on the pole.
He had the. Let me go back up to. Eckes was quick. It had the quick lap in practice.
Oh, that was just practice. Okay.
Yeah, at this is 81 seconds for the well, you probably could have figured that out, but Bowman would probably be a favorite. Chastain too. I was surprised Kyle Busch is. I mean, he was 9/10 off the fast lap there, but I mean, these were not too many people ran 10 consecutive laps, but yeah, definitely don't root for this fucker.
Kyle Busch?
No, Mason Felipe. Felipe. I don't know how to say it.
Why is that?
Well, he's last on the speed chart, obviously, but also races for a team called G2G Racing, which stands for Glory to God, ran by a shyster, Tim Veen, who ran that Racers for Trump thing. They cut loose with this guy that brought this Auto Parts for Less sponsorship. Basically.
Keep your religion out of my racing, brother. That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, they ran a fucking fake throwback to the because the throwback races which was the theme, were not too long ago there at Darlington, but they raced a not that one. Where is it? This is supposed to be like a Days of Thunder throwback paint scheme sort of thing, and it's not even the right fucking colors.
Do you have it pulled up?
About to.
Oh yeah, let us see this bad boy. I love a good Days of Thunder throwback.
Yeah. So this. I mean, look at this shit.
Oh, can you pull? You gotta share your screen.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, you're all good. I can't wait. This is great. We're building the anticipation. It's gonna pop.
Yeah. So this
right
is
at the hour mark. Ooh. Looks like the Mighty Ducks, baby.
This was the throwback attempt that they made.
Oh, that looks so much like it.
It's the same kind of like color scheme, except
it's a color gradient. That's the only thing, and then there's green in it.
But like, you didn't have a sponsor, so you couldn't just do the like shitty ass fucking throwback. Like, it's not even Not even a throwback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we couldn't have just like if they had used the same colors, then it would have looked like a throwback. Are they really gonna? And then make it like I don't know. I don't know. They could have inverted the colors, like done them in the opposite order, but used the same colors, and then I think people would have seen it and said, "Oh, okay,
And
that makes
because there
sense."
are some real offensive ones, and I'm trying to see if there's a side by side picture. But this was like a real another offensive one. So you see this uh, scheme right here for DC Solar, which was a pyramid scheme in its own right. But anyway, well, you can kind of get
Sensing
the
a theme
background.
here with some sponsor issues.
Yeah. So this is the white, silver, blue, and then black.
Yep. Dude, seeing some of those, I remember now why I collected race cars as a kid. Some of those paint schemes are crisp.
This is the scheme it was thrown back to, not even correctly.
Well, it doesn't look anything like that.
It's just the
That's
same
funny.
setup sort of thing. It's
Like
not
that's
even,
like if you didn't tell me that, and I imagine even without knowing, like some of those throwbacks are from back like when I was a kid. Like I grew up in Terre Haute, Indiana, basically. So yeah, like I grew up. You know this, Nate, but the audience, I grew up around racing, and it wasn't really my thing, but I was around it for about the first 9 years of my life, and so I recognize a lot of these old. I had no idea what car that was referencing until you told me. I actually kind of thought the paint job was cool if it was on its own. I thought that looked kind of crisp, but had no idea that was a throwback. Like if you have to tell somebody what something is in homage to, then it's a pretty bad homage. But I'm just a guy.
wow, none of these pictures want to pop up. I was just gonna show
Like,
some
are you
more.
looking for some quotes too? You got some dirt? What are we looking at here?
No, I was just gonna show some more throwback cars, but I mean, these are all throwback pictures, but you don't know what the car looks like specifically. I was trying to hope to see if there was some of these pictures had the car it was thrown back to. I mean,
They're really doing bad at this. Yeah, I see.
well,
There's an
this
opportunity for you. There's a Twitter account for you to make. Hey.
well, somebody's already got a throwback Twitter account.
Yeah, but do they do the side? Oh, they do the side by sides. Oh, send me that.
Yeah. I mean, this was this was on point for what the
Is that
throwback
the Twix
was.
car? What is that?
No, this was a Red Farmer car way back when. This was on point throwback. Um, these both were on point. This one was on point. This one was different colors. This one was not on point. On point. These are both on point. I mean, people like get them right, but there are some that really, 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 really missed the mark.
Bro, the McDonald's car?
Yeah, the Mac Tonight car. This was a throwback from the
Holy
90s.
shit, dude.
I actually saw a crew shirt. It wasn't my size, but a crew shirt for this car on eBay. And if it had been my size, I probably would have bought it. But unfortunately, it was not.
Dude, I don't blame you. You know what? I had that thought earlier. This randomly just came back to me, and this might as well. This is a good enough conversation for it. One of the things that irritates me about racing, it's because it's one of those things. It's aesthetically pleasing, but then when I think about it on a deeper level, it really pisses me off. And that's the fact that it sort of unwillingly and subconsciously has you rooting for brands, and has you like, because I was just, as you were talking about, like, yeah, I would have loved to have had one of those Mac Tonight crew shirts, and as you were saying it, I was thinking it like, oh damn, yeah, like if there was one in my size, I would want one too. And then I immediately caught that thought and was like, yeah, you want to wear a fucking McDonald's shirt, guy. So then like that has always kind of pissed me off. I mean, sponsors are in every sport, and they're just getting more and more prevalent. I'm starting to think that the NBA has taken to the hockey approach of just kind of green screening extra adverts onto the court that aren't actually there in the arena. But we'd all better get used to it, including my old grumpy ass, because we're only going to see more and more advertising. But you're never rooting for I never feel like I'm rooting for Vistaprint when I want the Celtics to win and vice versa. But when you have that fucking STP logo and that is virtually the entire identity of the car and the brand, it's European soccer does that too. It kind of fucks with me. Like the company that sponsors it is more called out than the actual team, and I don't know. Do you care about that? Am I just an old fucker?
It's different for racing because sponsorship is how you can race and be more successful.
Yeah, but you're still a corporate cuck.
Well, I mean,
aren't you?
You say that, but in the case, no, just because for me, I mean, for some people I know and I've seen read, like if they sponsor a driver, people will go out of their way to like use that product if it's possible. Like for example,
And that's a cuck. No,
like,
not by definition. It's absolutely not but you get what I'm saying. That's a simp thing.
Body Armor sponsors Ryan Blaney for a couple races a year, so people
are like, I'll drink this gross shit because
I mean,
my
Body Armor's whatever. It's okay, I guess. I mean, Gatorade is still the king of
not sponsored
sports drinks. But people will go try things, or like people eat M&Ms, or whatever various sponsors. To me, like this isn't necessarily for NASCAR. Wearing this stuff isn't necessarily like being a to use your words, a sponsor cuck. Necessarily.
Yeah, I said corporate cuck. At least give my alliteration some credit. Sorry.
But
so you don't think it is, but I mean, fair. I mean, I know that's probably how most true fans of the sport feel too. But I just can't help but and that's what's interesting. So I can't help but feel that way. And to finish my first thought, and what's interesting is I wonder in the modern world if they ever could have, because if without those sponsorships they can't race, it just makes me wonder how sustainable racing is as a sport. Not, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Most other leagues are, and I could actually be wrong on that. Maybe just most other leagues just aren't quite as transparent with their funding from sponsors. So I'm probably off base there, but yeah, I mean, it's something I'll get over. And at this point, all these sports teams have become corporate themselves, so I'm just as much of a corporate cuck as the next person, because don't even get me started with the NBA and their overseas relations. But here I am, sucking at the teat.
Or the gambling partnerships.
Oh, I forgot to set my lineups for NBA Finals Game 4. Well, see, Nate, you've been live with me well, we're not technically live, but anyway, you've been here with me since before the game started. I know you don't give a shit, but for the fun of it, who you got tonight? Warriors or Celtics? It's in Boston. Celtics up 2-1. They were either 3.5 or 4.5 point favorites coming in. Who you got?
I mean, probably pick the Celtics, most likely, just because I know Curry's got some potential injury issues.
Yeah, I'll be interested.
I know that, well, I just looked it up because I wanted to see the score. I don't know if you want me to say anything.
Yeah, hit me with it. Yeah, it's fine.
Last update is 42-41 Warriors.
Nice.
And
I should have said
The
mine. I mean, I picked Warriors in 6, so I think it goes without saying that I need the Warriors to win tonight. So
Now it's
uh,
44-42 Celtics.
I also don't believe that either of these teams is going to beat the other 3 games in a row. Not to bore you, Nate, but the Celtics have shown all playoffs that they're going to go through offensive droughts. They've done it in the third period of every game so far in the finals, and they have these droughts where they just kind of forget how to play offense. It's like they go into 2K mode where it's just kind of they stand around, they get the ball doesn't move, guys get caught watching, and you can survive against Milwaukee when they don't have Chris Middleton or the Nets or Miami, but you're not. I mean, and clearly in Game 3 you can survive against Golden State, but you're not going to do it 3 and 4 times in a row. I think it's going to go to 7 now. I originally had Warriors in 6, but uh, just to support my earlier pick, I got to stick with the Warriors, but I won't be surprised if the Celtics win it all at this point. It's really, really impressive, honestly. Like that's
Well, I'm looking at the box score. Now it's 48-42.
Warriors,
Or- no, Celtics.
Celtics. What quarter?
Second quarter.
Okay.
But gotta love Draymond Green not doing shit again.
Yeah. How do you feel about Draymond?
Um, he's one of those guys that you hate him if he's not on your team, but you love him if he is. I mean, he hasn't really done anything bad off the court, which is kind of a plus.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I think he's kind of at the point where he's starting to become over the hill. You know,
Yeah, I'd agree. When you didn't have a ton, well, there's two schools of thought there. I think honestly, but when you don't have a lot of talent to begin with, yeah, he's gonna go downhill. But technically, I feel like it won't be that steep of a decline. Like what he brings to the game is mainly mental, other than. I mean, even a lot of the physical stuff he does is really part of his mental game. Uh, and he's still a pretty good passer. I've seen some sloppy turnovers from him in transition throughout the finals, but in general, he's still a good passer. But yeah, the way he kind of wussed out after just some simple fuck Draymond. I mean, the Warriors and their fan base, really at this point, no NBA fan base has any room to talk here. It's gotten a little toxic in those arenas, but it's also that's part of the game. Like, and also get over yourself. These people who are saying things like, "I had to explain to my 3-year-old why people were chanting fuck you, Draymond, and I didn't know what to say." Like, dude, cuss words fucking exist, and it's not a big deal. Like, even if you were religious, there's only 3 or 4 words you're not supposed to be. You're only not supposed to take the Lord's name in vain. It doesn't have anything to do with the word fuck. So shut up and calm down. And if you can't handle people telling you to fuck off, it just kind of is what it is. I don't know, that it could get a lot worse. Obviously, I would not want a room full of people saying fuck you, Kevin, but I don't instigate those situations either. And also, if I'm in the NBA, well, I wouldn't be the kind of player Draymond is, at least with his mentality and his approach to. I probably statistically wise, I'd be lucky to even score his 2.5 points per game. But
right?
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. I don't like it when people don't go into a situation understanding what the trade-off is. Like, you're a professional athlete, you're in the public space. It's just like, I'm not going to quit uploading videos because I get comments or people tell me I'm an idiot or what you know what I mean. Like, it comes with the territory. If I don't want that, then it's just it's time for me to leave. Time for me to hang them up. These people are out here, and some of them have probably left some comments by now. I see you. I appreciate you. I probably won't respond. But Nate, tangent aside, I'm probably gonna hop up off here and catch these NBA finals unless you have any parting words for the folks.
My parting words are I would suggest going to a race in person and you'll have a good time compared to sitting watching on TV, especially when mostly Fox doesn't have the best coverage of things. So,
And even what I noticed from
my parting
the NBC like they say extended coverage, and I was watching a race where a guy was leading the entire time, and then they don't show the accident that put him all the way to the back. They just cut to the restart, and he's in the back. And I'm like, what? I'm missing so much. So
I wonder if you were watching. It might have been a speeding penalty or something like that.
and maybe it was, but again, like the major corporation with the budget to edit it should have just left that part in when they were editing it. So that will be the big test because again, yeah, I was raised on this stuff, but I haven't been to a race. Shit, I moved out of Indiana at 8 or 9 years old, and then after that, yeah, I've seen some hillbilly dirt track stuff. Which honestly might have been what turned me off to the sport. Shout out to Plymouth, Indiana. So it's been a long time. So that's sort of one of the reasons why we're doing this and doing it as a series is here I am, the consummate skeptic, the guy who spent years making fun of Nate for being a race car fan. And now we're going to see, this is me giving it an honest effort, going into it, trying to give it a good shot, and then we'll report on the back end, and then Nate will hopefully at least give us some updates on the people that we get to watch race, since he's going to be at the next 3 races afterwards or 2 or whatever. But parting thought, I had this question, I didn't get a chance to ask it, so I'm just going to ask it now. Do you still play racing games? Do you still play NASCAR games? And if so, like, do they have this road track style? Any suggestions there for me or for the other folks?
So I do play some old ones still because, I mean, you could probably see this too, but honestly, like, once it progressed years to years to years, I think games got worse.
Yes.
So like I still got an old PS2, and I've got like NASCAR Dirt Daytona is a real good one. I play like 05 and 06, 07, that sort of. So I still do. The older ones, they only have 2 road courses because up until recently, well, the Cup Series only ran 2 road courses up until recently, and some of the older games, they didn't have all the tracks for the Xfinity and Truck Series, so they did a couple of fantasy tracks, which there was one fantasy track road course. On the newer ones, some of the newer ones, you can race at Mid Ohio and a couple other places, like NASCAR Heat 3 and 4. That are not that
Are
old.
those EA games? I have EA
Nope.
Play. I might. Damn it.
Nope.
They got they do a shitty version of every other major sport.
You have
Not sponsored. I have both. I have a 4 and a 1.
right. Let me check GameStop. Maybe because you could probably get it there, or I forget what place you go to. Because we've been there once, I think, to buy old games.
Oh yeah. Shouts out. I will give, again, not sponsored, but I'll give a shout out to Play It Games. It used to be called Play It Trade It. Play It Games in both Hilliard and Columbus.
You have a PS4, right?
Yes, we got a 4 and a 2.
Well, apparently you get NASCAR Heat 4 for $8.99 on from GameStop. And what's funny is NASCAR Heat 3 is $19.99. That
Well,
doesn't
it's
make
like you
any
said. Well, it does. I mean, sometimes these games get significantly worse. Like at one point last year, so from 2K in the WWE space, so WWE 2K19 to 2K20, I think it was Ukes, they moved away from a core developer and switched teams. And then 2020 was so bad that they didn't put out 2K21. They took a whole year off to retool the game, and now they've come out with 2K22, which I have not played. But no, that makes sense to me. And there have been some Maddens. I want to say Madden 20 is another one where people are like, no, I don't know. I think we have, when it comes to 2K, there's a few different years I could throw out there where I was like, I feel like this one was significantly worse than others. But yeah, for the most part, they're just, these companies are charging us $60 to $70 just for a roster update, and then forcing us to buy all new packs of cards if you're a My Team guy. You just got to rebuild everything from scratch. So that's why, I mean, I refuse to buy the same sports game 2 years in a row unless it's at a heavy discount. But yeah, so I'll keep an eye out, and so y'all know, check
There
out.
is a couple of the GameStops around Columbus. I looked; they had Heat 4, so
Well, I'll check that out.
That one, yeah, that one you will definitely be able to race in Mid Ohio.
Yeah.
Not with, I don't think. Well, I can't remember if they did the update on that one, and you could race there with trucks. Because at that time, like, it wasn't actually on the schedule for the trucks. But one of the NASCAR heats, they allowed, except for the dirt track outdoor, they allowed for any series to race at any of the tracks on the game, that's another thing. Like, you know, this could be another time and place, but some of the older like racing games, like there's one called it was a computer game, and I think I have a copy of it still somewhere, but I don't think I can play it on the laptop that I have. But there might be a ROM online somewhere. It's called NASCAR Racing 1999 season, but it didn't have all the tracks, but it had trucks and Xfinity and Cup.
Oh,
But you
okay.
could race at like the tracks listed on there, and that's like a feature. That's another thing in video games. They've started taking away features.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's, I mean, yeah. It's the same reason I have my PS2 as well and Xbox 360 to be able to play games. Yeah, because they took away a bunch of features. There are some old Madden PS2 games that to this day they've never redone some of those basic features. So yeah, that's big. So yeah, I keep an eye out for some racing games, looking for something maybe to try. That's not normally my forte, but again, trying to get into the spirit of things. So I might look for one of those. I watched an NASCAR race, so at Mid Ohio, that was trucks. So I'm wondering, there's probably somehow, some way to play that without being an actual racer. But well, that will about wrap it, man. We've been at this for almost 90 minutes, so I am going to skedaddle. Thank you all so much for watching, Nate. Thank you for coming. I'll see you real soon.
Mm-hmm.